It's one of the most jammed roads in Bukit Jalil. We only 2 lanes with hawker stalls lining up along the roadside here.
The jam along the Jalan Jalil Perkasa, especially when there's concert, it's even crazier.
How walkable it is from Queenswood side to the park and also to Pavilion BJ.
So some people might be worried that the government might take back the property.
I want to complain till now, they still don't have.
So what's the big deal with this 80-acre park everyone's talking?
So yeah, it's perfect. You can actually... Okay, so guys, what happened is I'm at the park, the entrance of the park already. Then I realized something.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this project? Some say this is a hidden gem in Bukit Jalil. Others say it's overhyped. So today, we'll be unboxing Queenswood at Bukit Jalil. So by the end of this video, we'll be rating it in 3 different aspects, namely the location, price, and its specs. And you will have your own score in mind. Is Queenswood a 3, a 7, or 10? Let's find out. If you have been looking into the properties in Bukit Jalil, you would know that Queenswood is one of the hottest launch right now in the market. But is Queenswood really that great? Because whenever I talk to buyers, these are the 3 major concerns they will bring up every time. Firstly, the traffic. The jam along the Jalan Jalil Perkasa, especially when there's concert, it's even crazier. Secondly, it's leasehold title, so some people might be worried that the government might take back the property. Thirdly, its density. So it's over 1,000 units across 2 towers, and then next door is actually Kingswood, their first phase. Total add up to around 2,000 over units there. So today we're going to find that out. I'll walk you through the project site, be showing all the layouts, the features, and also whether or not it's truly walkable to the park and also the Pavilion Mall. So let's go!
Okay, so we are now at the Queenswoodz project site just behind me. So that is Kingswood. Before I show you the showroom, let me bring you on a site tour to feel how it's like to live in the central zone of Bukit Jalil. Let's go!
So let me fly my drone so you can see the surroundings. Over here, there's a data center, and just beside it is the Damansara LRT station. And on the other side, you will see the SJKC Lai Meng, one of the most sought after schools in Bukit Jalil. And from here, you can even spot the solar panels on the rooftop. So there's a reason why so many families want to move here just to get their kids enrolled. SJKC Lai Meng has a reputation for producing top performing students year after year. And across the road, you will find the 80-acre Bukit Jalil Recreational Park. Then right next to it, that's Pavilion Bukit Jalil Mall.
We are done with the drone, so I'm right now at Jalil Link, just next to Kingswood and Queenswood. So technically, right, let me show you. From Kingswood and Queenswood, there's gonna be a gate from you to cross over, and then you will be at Jalil Link already. So what do we have here in Jalil Link, right? So let's explore. Jalil Link is actually one of the most popular commercial spots in Bukit Jalil. So you can see for yourself, right? You can see the parking here is always full, and there's always double parking everywhere. Oh, by the way, here's something interesting. One of the signs investors look at when judging a shop lot's potential is whether there's a surface parking in front of the shop lots like this. So if people can park right at the doorstep, businesses usually do better. Jalil Link is a perfect example. And let's be honest, as Malaysian, we all love convenience, including myself. So I'd rather park right outside a restaurant, grab my food, or pop into the back instead of parking in a basement and walking up. Here at Jalil Link, you've got everything like pharmacies, kopitiam, family mart, healthland. So in fact, there are at least 2 clinics here, and also a lot of banks. You have Public Bank, Hong Leong are here as well. So, and of course, the famous Shin Sushi at the other end. So you always see a long queue there, especially on weekends. So now imagine if you're living in Queenswood, after work or on weekends, if you're lazy to drive, you don't even need to order Grab food. You can just come down and walk a few steps and get all the food you want and all the things you need. So that's one thing I like about Queenswood is that the daily convenience is right at your doorstep. So this road here is the Jalan Jalil Perkasa. It's one of the most jammed roads in Bukit Jalil. So it used to be only 2 lanes with hawker stalls lining up along the roadside here. But because of the traffic, the hawkers were clear. And recently, the road was expanded to 3 lanes instead of 2. So does it solve the traffic completely? Not really, but it does make things a little better during peak hours. As you can see, the traffic is smoother. Okay guys, so now let's head over to explore how walkable it is from Queenswood side to the park and also to Pavilion Bukit Jalil. Let's go. I'm outside the site right now. Okay, so technically, you just need to cross over this street. Towards that end, it's the entrance to the park.
And towards that direction, as you can see, that is Pavilion Bukit Jalil. So let's head to the park first and see how long it takes.
Okay, so guys, what happened is I'm at the park, the entrance of the park already. Then I realized something. I forgotten to click the start button. So let me do it the other way around. I'll be walking back from the park all the way to the side. Yeah, you see how long it takes. Just now it took me about 3 minutes to walk from the side, crossing a road to the park. So let's go. Today I need to do a lot of exercise. Okay, let me start timing first. So in front of the guardhouse. Okay, let's go. So by the way, that's the AFC. And that's Jalil Link, the retail shops I mentioned just now. So what I like about Bukit Jalil is there's always walkway, as you can see, where you can just walk along the roadside. And as you can see, you have it at both ends. And it's nice to walk surrounded by greeneries. You know, you get some fresh air. Traffic aside. Yeah, but this road is still fine. You don't have a lot of cars here usually. It's the main road that's usually jammed. You can see the crane there. That's the side of that's Kingswood. And that's the trees by Exim as well. I'm walking very slowly by the way. You can see make it brighter. And I'm walking very, very slowly. So imagine in the morning, you can just walk across the street and you're at the park. Maybe you don't get this kind of lifestyle a lot in city. And one thing worth mentioning is that Bukit Jalil is quite safe to walk, you see. Just now you saw a security guard walking past me, and if you notice, there's actually quite a number of CCTVs in Bukit Jalil city. So security here is not bad as well. You see, people do walk. But for someone like myself who seldom walk, okay, not bad, good exercise. Okay, so this is the main access into Kingswood and Queenswood. So let's see how long it takes. About less than 3 minutes. You just cross the road and you see the blue color construction there. That's Kingswood. Slow walk. It takes you about 3 minutes to reach the park.
So what's the big deal with this 80-acre park everyone's talking about, right? So normally when we talk about park, right, you'll see most of the park is where you just jog on a flat road, you know, like this, maybe surrounding the lake like this. But here in Bukit Jalil Recreational Park, there are things that most park outside do not have. Okay, let me show you. So for those of you who haven't been here before, let me share with you. So here there's this place here that feels like you're on a short hike, almost like jungle trekking. As you can see, surrounded by a lot of trees. You can hear birds chirping here. And sometimes, you can even see monkeys. Today I think too early already, they haven't wake up. No, I spotted one over there. Later let's see if we can spot some. Okay, so this is the short hiking track in the park. So sometimes in the morning you'll see some uncles and aunties here practicing Tai Chi, adding to the peaceful community vibe. So if you or your parents are looking for a place that's convenient and also perfect for retirement lifestyle, this park makes Bukit Jalil stands out. This park is also a popular spot for young people. You'll see a lot of Langlois coming here to jog. So who knows, if you're single and looking, maybe this is where you might bump into your future other half. Just saying.
So now, let's try walking from the side to Pavilion. Okay, I think it's gonna be a bit longer. So let's go. You know, one of the reasons why you see the roads are clean, of course not 100%, but I could say 80-90% clean, is because we have cleaners like this auntie here. Let me zoom in. Just like the auntie we saw just now, who's always there doing the jobs most people don't want to do. So without them, this whole street would be filled with rubbish, you know, or fallen leaves. So really, really grateful to have them servicing us. Without them in our life, we wouldn't have a street as clean as this one. 2 minutes. It's actually surprisingly near. I mean, again, thanks to all this walkway, and there's even a bridge for you to cross over. Is that a bridge? Oh yeah, that's a bridge. I'm tempted to just cross over, you know, there's no cars here, so sorry, just cross over. I know there's a bridge there, but then, you know, lazy to climb up and down. around 4 minutes. Now we are at the retail area in front of Pavilion BJ Jalil already. So if you walk slowly, less than 6 minutes, you are at Aurora. So there are quite a number of shops, restaurants, retail outlets here. Brew House is there, just across the street. So I believe Pavilion is this side. Oh, we can see Pavilion already just in front. So it's actually not too bad to walk. I mean, as long as it's not too hot lah. And we're at Starbucks already. Yeah, around 6 minutes you reach Starbucks. So this is the parking entrance of all these retail spaces, commercial areas here. I've one complaint. Don't know why. Until now, they still don't have Touch and Go. You still need to take the ticket and you need to make sure you have cash with you see. And the cash can't be like 50 ringgit, 100 ringgit. Otherwise, you gotta go and change and come back and pay for parking. So that's the part I don't really like about parking here. Yeah, so let's walk to Pavilion.
Around the mall, you have got modern retail spaces like the Aura Place and other lifestyle shops, which creates a full ecosystem of cafe, restaurants, offices, and daily conveniences. Even some companies' office are based here, like Teaching's office.
So that end, there's a very nice kopitiam called Amacia that serves really nice, authentic local food. You can try when you're here. Okay, so for information, let's see. They are actually building a 3-story office block here. Right, so it shows there's a demand for office space. And yeah, by the way, we are at Pavilion. Okay, around 11 minutes walk. Not too bad. I mean, if you walk faster, 8 to 10 minutes you can reach already. So it's not open yet, it's still 8 in the morning. So yeah guys, that's how long it takes to walk from Kingswood and Queenswood to the Pavilion Bukit Jalil, about 10 minutes walk. So I'm already sweating. So what's good is that it's early in the morning, so it's not too hot yet. So right now, I have to walk back to my car another 10 plus minutes. Okay lah, I mean, it's worth the effort to show you guys what it's like to walk over to the park and also to Pavilion Bukit Jalil from the side. So for those of you who are interested in this project, okay, I'll save you the effort. I don't need to walk. I'll walk for you already.
Okay, so we are now at Queenswood Showroom. Behind me is a scale model. Now let me show you. So it sits on a 3.44 acres of land just next to Kingswood. In total, there are 1,004 units across 2 towers. Okay, so this is the T-shaped design. So the good thing about this design is, first of all, you have better ventilation. Secondly, right, it gives you more privacy. Why do I say so? Okay, see the lift core is in the middle. So in the middle, you have 6 lifts, okay, sharing among 14 units. But they are split across 3 different wings. Like you see, this wing you only got 4 units. This wing you only got 4 units. So when you walk out, right, you only have 4 neighbors. Same goes with this area. So this one you got 6. So this actually gives you more privacy if you ask me. And aside from that, it gives you better lighting and ventilation as well, because light can come in from all sides. Okay, even from here at the side here. So you don't see this T-shaped design in the market, but it's actually a very, very practical design. Queenswood is using a speed ramp system and it's about 4 to 4.2 meters wide. It's perfect for bigger cars. That means instead of those narrow spiral ramps that are a headache to turn, here it's much smoother and wider. So if you're driving a bigger car like the Alphard or Wildfire, it's much more convenient. And why do I bring this up, right? Because unfortunately, most condos in Bukit Jalil suffers from narrow parking layout. So imagine if you own a luxury car, squeezing it into a tight ramp every day can be frustrating. And if you notice, right, in Bukit Jalil these days, there are actually more Alphards than Myvi on the road. That already tells you something, who your neighbors are and the kind of spending power this community has.
So at the ground floor here, you actually have some retail stores here, which will be fully managed by the developer. So most likely will be Bila Mart coming in and also some cafe. Alright, so for your convenience. So just now I mentioned you can actually access to Jalil Link from Queenswood, right? So you can see here, they already plan to build a gate here. But of course, you need to use your access card to come in and out. Okay, so here is Jalil Link already.
Okay, so now let's zoom into their facilities. So their facilities are all grouped into the central podium, so everyone gets equal access.
This fancy part here, actually, you have 2 different sections.
this is the gym. Okay, so you notice, right, the gym room actually have this full height window overlooking the pool. So while you're working out, sometimes you can see some lang zai lang loi, right, you know, swimming here. And over here there's a pond here. So from what I see here is they plan to put in some koi fish here. Okay, so this part here is the badminton court. So they say that you can actually turn them into a pickleball court as well. Okay, but I want to point out something. These windows here, it actually looks aesthetically nice. Okay, it's good to look at, but the problem is for those who really play badminton regularly, right, this may not be so practical because the glare from outside, especially if you're playing during the day, will actually obstruct your view of the shuttle. So for those who play maybe once in a while, it's fine, not a big issue. But if you know, for regular players, you will definitely hear complaints from them. So here, actually, if it's all close up, it would be better if they want to design a badminton court. Of course, I understand it looks nicer with the windows. It's just that it's not that practical for badminton court, because if you look at badminton court, most of them don't have these kind of windows. They actually close up hall. Okay, so this is something I would like to point out, which I've actually pointed out in my previous video in the Ivo as well. Okay, something I really like is this. Now you'll see this a lot in Exim's condo, is that aside from having stairs, right, see, they actually have ramps all along the entire facility floors. So this shows how thoughtful the developer is when it comes to designing. So they actually thought about the elderly and also for children's kids as well. You won't fall down that easily. You know, like children, you know, they run around. And over here, there is this really beautiful pocket garden here, which you can chill in the evening. And then a half-size basketball court here. And you can also jog in your facility floor as well. You can see that there's a jogging track all around the facility floor. I mean, if you're lazy to go to the park, you know, your facility is a good place for you to jog as well. So over here, there's a meeting room here, game room here. So at the top floor of Tower A and Tower B, this will be your sky lounges. And this is the barbecue area. This view is actually overlooking the Bukit Jalil Recreational Park view. And on the side, you can also see the Bukit Jalil golf course. So this view here is $1 million view I would say. So one more thing is that the swimming pool here, Exim will be using saltwater pool instead of pure chlorine water pool. So for those of you who swim regularly, like last time I used to swim a lot, after swimming, right, your skin and then your hair will feel very dry. So saltwater pool will be gentler to your skin and also your hair as well. It's better for kids especially. So some people may be thinking, will it be very expensive to maintain a saltwater pool? Actually, no. The maintenance is pretty much similar if you compare that with chlorine water pool, and sometimes even cheaper. The cost to build a saltwater pool is a bit more costly. I just noticed this. There's a children playground area, but this looks very cool. If I'm a kid, right, I would definitely love this. So let's take a look at the 807 square feet 2+1 bedroom unit here first. Okay, what I want to show you is this. I just realized, right, they actually have a wheelchair here to show you that a wheelchair, right, can easily move in and out of the unit. Let's try since it's here. I think can use lah. Okay, let me adjust. So yeah, it's perfect. You can actually, you know, move in and out with no issue. Okay. So by the way, there's gonna be a ramp here at the entrance. Okay, let me park back. Okay, so the ramp move up to access to your unit. Then on your left hand side here, there is a small study area. It doesn't come with a door lah. So if you want, you can install a door here, a glass door, you know, or if you just want to leave it as it is, you can. Okay, so if you want to turn it into a bedroom, right, maybe you need to install a door, but usually you don't have that big of a door. So a bit of a wall here and then connect it with the door. Then here you can fit in a super single bed with a wardrobe and a small study table. Because this showroom was only recently completed, so they haven't installed a kitchen cabinet set yet. The current package comes with a kitchen cabinet set, right? So with hook and top everything. Okay, so here usually it will be this side and this side. So this is the usual kitchen design. And that's the yard area. You have the yard area here. Can very well fit in your washing machine. Okay, and then the dining space here. Okay, so the dining area is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The dining space and the living space here is around 11 feet wide. I mean, it's quite spacious. Okay, as you can see. So this is the living room. And this is bedroom number 2. with the shared bathroom. Okay, this design is what we call the dumbbell design, where you see the living room is in the middle. Okay, then one side you have the bedroom 1 shared bathroom, and the other side, that's the master bedroom. The master bedroom is actually quite spacious. Of course, they haven't installed the cabinet yet, so usually this is the size of the cabinet. So even after installing the cabinet, you see there's a makeup table here. You still have ample of space to move around. So I like the space here. Okay, and this is the elderly friendly toilet. Okay, so you notice, by the way, there will be a ramp in the toilet lah. Okay, so there's even a place for you to sit here and shower. So even if you don't have elderly at home, right, it's also nice to just sit here, install a rain shower, and enjoy, your me time in the toilet. So as usual, Exim's project always comes with this space where you can put your shampoo. You don't have to install another cabinet, and there's a window here as well for ventilation. So not bad. Of course, this is where you install your basin. It's not installed yet. It actually feels quite spacious, and to be honest, when I walk in, right, it feels like a 900 or 1000 square feet unit. Okay, so this is their 936 square feet unit. So same as a dumbbell layout, right? The master bedroom is one side, the other rooms are at the other side. What I would like to point out is this. Previously, Exim, they also have some elderly friendly projects as well, like in PJ Damansara. But the complaint is always like this. Okay, usually this is the normal bathroom. Okay, this is the elderly friendly bathroom. So in their previous project, they will have the elderly friendly bathroom installed at the shared bathroom area instead of attaching to any rooms. So there have been a lot of complaints saying that why isn't it attached to the master room? But because it's more convenient for those who are disabled or have trouble moving, or to just walk over to their own bathroom instead of coming up to the common bathroom. I think Exim really do a good job here because they improvise and they take feedback from their previous clients and they make it happen. Okay, so that's what I really like about it. And then this is also a dumbbell design. Okay, so as you enter, this living space is almost 20 feet wide. It's very, very spacious. And then here on the right side, you have your master room, and on the other side, you have this first and second room. But let's have a look at the unit. Okay, so as you enter, so this is almost 20 feet wide. Super spacious, and again, you don't see this design a lot in the market right now, right? And this is a very, very popular design, especially among young people, because as you dine here, you can watch TV lah. Okay, quite convenient. And over here is your kitchen space. This kitchen space, right, you can even close it up if you want. So you can install, a glass sliding door here and here. Then your cabinet is here. Then over there, this is your yard, This is your yard area. Okay. And let's have a look at the master bedroom first. So again, very spacious. Okay, so here you can also put your dressing table here, and then here is where you put your wardrobe lah. So this is the elderly friendly washroom. Okay. And comes with a big window. So what I really like about Exim's project is all their rooms, all their bathroom comes with a window. So why is it so important? First of all, ventilation. So sometimes after using the toilet, the smell can go out easily. Chinese we call it 通风. And then you have a single room here. The single room is actually quite spacious also. Here you install your wardrobe. You can even put a study desk here. And there's even a cabinet here. In fact, right, if you want, you can fit in a queen size bed here. Then this is the second room. Also quite spacious. You can install your wardrobe here. Study desk over there, and then a wardrobe here lah. Maybe a 2-door wardrobe, so you can fit in everything. But this space here is actually quite spacious. Okay, this is the lanai unit. So here there's a space. You can actually install a bench here, tatami, right, overlooking the Bukit Jalil golf course view. So if you're interested to see the view, check out the link in the description below. I'll send you the VR link. Okay, so let's have a look at their 1002 square feet unit. So what I like about this design is this. So it actually has 3 rooms plus 1 study room, and it comes with 3 bathrooms. Not bad. And again, what I really want to point out is, okay, this is the master room. So let's say if you are staying with your parents, right? I mean, as they get older, it's nice to have an elderly friendly bathroom attached to their room, so you actually get it here. Okay, so this is again the first project I've seen by Exim that has the room attached to an elderly friendly bathroom. Okay, so this is the second room, shared bathroom, and the study area. So let's have a look. This is the study space. Okay, And then, wow, hey guys, check this out. This kitchen space, it's super huge. You can install a U-shaped island here actually. If you want to close it, you can. And behind here, this yard, right, if you want to separate the dry and wet kitchen, you can also have it here. So here you can have a wet kitchen, and some more, you know, you can put your washing machine here. I mean, if your wet kitchen is bigger, just stack it up, right? Then here is your dry kitchen. You can even put in the island in the middle, so it looks really fancy. So for those of you who cook a lot, who enjoy cooking, right, this may be a layout you will like. Again, same, the living space is around 20 feet wide, so very, very spacious, overlooking the Bukit Jalil park view. So here's a glimpse of how the park view looks like. Super nice. Okay, let's have a look at the other rooms first. So this is the shared bathroom, the normal bathroom. Bedroom number 1. This is the elderly friendly ensuite unit. So let's say if your parents are living with you, they can stay here, okay, enjoying this view also, and they can use this toilet here. For elderly, it's always nice to have ramps in the toilet, right? So it's easier for them to move around, and also a bench there for them to sit and shower. Then here, this is bedroom number 1. Okay, if you have kids, you can put a double-decker bed like this. So if not, you can actually fit in a queen-size bed here. Okay, over here, here you can put a study desk or a wardrobe at this side also can. So one comment I have is that their rooms actually are quite spacious. And then this is the master bedroom again. Very, very spacious. This one, okay, let me share with you how you can design it. You can actually install a cabinet up to here, and then install an L-shaped cabinet like this. Feels like a walk-in wardrobe. Okay, so because of the space here, you can actually design this kind of cabinet. Okay, and then over here is your private bathroom. Okay, so this is the largest layout. So this unit we are looking at is the dual key unit. They have another unit which is a non-dual key one, which if you're interested, you can actually check the link in the description below. Okay, so as you enter from here, the studio, right, is designed as an elderly friendly studio unit. So the bathroom is here. This is where, let's say if you want to stay with your parents and you want to have some privacy, your parents can stay here, because usually for older people, they might not want a huge space. So this is where you can stay. Okay, so here you have another 3 rooms. Okay, as you enter, same double volume living space, 3 rooms, 2 bathroom with balcony. So coming in, so let's have a look at the elderly friendly studio unit here. What you notice as you enter, which I've forgotten to point out, is that all your rooms, right, comes with laminated timber flooring. Okay, so here you can install a cabinet here. Okay, and here you can put in your wardrobe, dressing table, or study desk. And then this is the bed and the elderly friendly washroom. Like what we saw just now, again comes with a window for ventilation over there. Okay, let's check out the other rooms. So again, very, very spacious living room and dining area, and kitchen as well. So for those of you who enjoy cooking, this is another heaven, right? So you can install an L-shaped kitchen cabinet here with an island in the middle, okay, and even close the whole thing up if you want. And again, the yard is huge, so if you want to turn it into a wet kitchen, you can definitely do so. This is a shared bathroom. Okay, then you have bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2. Both can easily fit in a queen size bed, and this is the master bedroom. So this unit is also overlooking the Bukit Jalil Recreational Park, and here, wow, you can really design a walk-in wardrobe here. So the entire space here, it can be a U shape. Okay, leave some space there for, you know, lighting to come in. Can start from here until here, all the way to this part. Can be your walk-in wardrobe. So in the middle, you can even install a small cabinet where you can put in all your jewelry, belts. Then this is the your private bathroom. Wait, one more thing I'd like to point out. The balcony here is quite big. It's actually around 4.5 feet wide. Okay, quite spacious. Okay, and of course, if you want to play mahjong, this one maybe can but then it's going to be a bit you need to squeeze a little bit lah, right? But yeah, I mean, a nice balcony, so you can install a hanging chair here, or you put a table, with 2 chairs overlooking the Bukit Jalil recreational park view. That's the life I dream of. Okay, so now let's check out the last layout, which is a 1,410 square feet unit. So this unit is also a dumbbell design, whereby you see there's an ensuite unit here with the attached elderly friendly bathroom, and the other rooms are all at the other side. As you enter, there's also a ramp here, so this is your shoe rack. And let's say if this is not enough, right, you can install a cabinet like this, where on top you can put some decorative items or your keys, and below it can be a shoe rack as well. Right, you can also install a bench here for you to sit and put on your shoes if you want, because it's actually quite wide, quite spacious. So as we enter, this is also the double volume living space I mentioned, around 20 feet wide. This kitchen looks great though. So it's a U-shaped kitchen. So for those who enjoy cooking, I think you would love this lah. So with a microwave, hook and hob. So it actually comes with 3 gas stoves. So these are all provided by the developer. And the hook provided, right, let me show you. It's actually ducted outside. So it's not just internal ducting. Maintenance wise, it's more convenient and it's powerful. You'll be given backsplash as well, so it's easier for you to clean. So the things that are given here are actually quite practical. So as for the sink here, I think it could be wider lah, but not bad, decent size. What I like about it is quite deep lah, so not bad. And then the cabinet here given are all soft close as well. So overall, not bad. This is also some detail I would like to point out. So for those of you who really cook, you see a lot of developers, right? Usually when they give kitchen cabinet set, right, it's flat. Or sometimes, when you accidentally push something towards the edge, it might just fall. But you see this curvature here? So this is to prevent things from falling easily. So another attention to detail here. Okay, and then there will be a window here as well. So when you cook, right, you can open the window to the yard. So in fact, this entire kitchen, right, if you want, you can actually install a glass and then a sliding door here. A small portion here, the glass you can actually pull up and then deliver food outside. So there's a lot of things for you to play around with. Okay, so while you're cooking here, you can also watch over your kids, who might be in the dining area watching TV. Okay, so it feels very family oriented. Some developers, right, the balcony, they didn't give this water outlet. So when you want to clean, you need to go to the toilet, bring a bucket and then take your water here and then wash. So it's quite mafan if you ask me. So with this water outlet here and the drainage here, so it's so much more convenient for you to clean and maintain your balcony. Here you can easily fit in a 6-seater table. Here you can make it longer if you want 8-seater, because this, I don't know why they put this lah. You can also have a cabinet behind you. And so this is the shared bathroom. Okay, this is bedroom number 1. So this bedroom is actually big enough to fit in a queen size bed if you want. So yeah, there's a cabinet here. So all rooms, right, comes with this laminated timber flooring. The floor tiles in the living room and the kitchen will follow this, so it has some texture to it lah. Okay, this is just the showroom structure. So the actual unit is actually squarish, so you can fit in a queen size bed with a wardrobe and a dressing table, no issue. So this is the master bedroom. But again, it's quite spacious, and you can put a queen size bed here. You can even put a massage chair here leh. Not bad leh. Most condo usually you want to fit in massage chair, maybe it takes up a lot of space, but here you can. So here again, you can fit in a walk-in wardrobe if you want. It depends on how you want to design it. Okay, and then the private bathroom here. Okay, so this unit is more complete. They already set up the mirror, the sink, everything for you, and also the cabinet. Let's take a look at the ensuite unit over there. Okay, so this is the elderly friendly ensuite unit. So this is the toilet here. Okay, again, this is just showroom structure lah. So actual unit is actually squarish. Oh yeah, before I forget, this is your yard area. Again, the yard is huge. You can store all your stuff here as well, or if alternatively, you can also turn it into a wet kitchen.
Alright, now that we have gone through the showroom and seen what Queenswood offers, let's circle back to the 3 concerns people ask before they buy. Concern number 1, the traffic. Yes, the jam in Bukit Jalil is real. The Jalan Jalil Perkasa one
can be brutal. Sometimes in just less than 100 meters, you can get stuck for 40 over minutes there. And if there's a concert or there's a sports event at the stadium, it gets worse. So here's where Queenswood has the edge. Walkable to the Awang Besar LRT station with a covered walkway. So it gives you an alternative to take the public transport if you want to avoid the traffic. So if you're driving, if the main road is jammed, you can actually reroute to the Jalan Awang Besar. So you are not just trapped in one road. So if you ask me, traffic won't vanish. I mean, which part of Kiara is not jammed, especially if it is very convenient like Bukit Jalil, right? And it's also a hot spot in town right now. So I would say traffic jam is unavoidable, but the thing is whether or not it has different access for you or you have alternative like public transport instead of just get stuck in one road. So in Bukit Jalil, they have a lot of access, and you can access to Max, the Bukit Jalil highway. So basically, you won't get just stuck in one road. Concern number 2, leasehold. Most people concerned for leasehold is that whether or not you can sell in the future or the government may just take back your land, right? So let me tell you something. In Malaysia, the government has the right to take back the land if they need it for infrastructure purposes. Let me share with you an example. There are some freehold landed property near Mont, Kiara, which have already received letters from the government to get them to move out to give way to the construction of the MRT line 3. Of course, the government will compensate lah, right? What I want to share with you here is regardless of whether your property is freehold or leasehold, if it's needed for infrastructure development, then the government may buy back your land anyway. In Queenswood, you don't have to worry because why? You already have the LRT line there. So I do not foresee any new government related infrastructure developments coming up there. And the good thing is, leasehold property you can actually renew in Malaysia. Just to give you an example, there was a condo in Penang which the whole condo renewed its lease, and then after they renew, right, suddenly overnight the property price double up. So it happened before. In fact, in Bukit Jalil itself, right, just to give you an example, at Skylux, it used to be leasehold and it was converted to freehold by just paying a few thousand ringgit premium. And today, if you want to buy a freehold new project in Bukit Jalil, especially the central zone, it actually costs you around 1,000 to 1,200 per square feet already. You are buying at a premium price. Well, for the same size, Queenswood is only selling at around 700 to 800 ringgit per square feet. So that's a very good deal. Concern number 3, density. So there are over 1,000 units across 2 towers. Here's the other side of the story. The central zone of Bukit Jalil is almost fully developed. You don't see a lot of pocket lands available. Once Queenswood, Kingswood, Park Green are completed, you are literally left with very few lands available in the central zone of Bukit Jalil. And if you look at the demand, right, a 3-bedroom unit here is currently renting at 3.5 to 4.5k already. So it shows you there's a very strong demand in this area. In fact, right, density isn't really a bad thing. If you really study the market, those properties that are doing very well are usually in very high density location. For example, Mont Kiara, you see the condo is stacked like front, back, left, right. But look at their rental. Look at their property prices there. Another example would be Bangsar South. There's just over 10-20 over condos there, but a studio unit there is renting around 2k every month. Same goes with Desa Park City. There are over 10 plus condos in the township. But look at their rental there. And actually, if you compare that with the central region of Bukit Jalil, the numbers of properties here are still very reasonable. But what I want to share with you is this. At the end of the day, it's not about density, it's the demand. Today, let's say if you are buying a property in Rawang, right? Okay, it can be a very low density, 200 units only. But do you think the rental will be good? Not really, because it's very far away. The demand for it, it's much lower as compared to places like Bukit Jalil, Bangsar South or Mont Kiara. Oh, before I forget, there's one thing I've forgotten to mention. Aside from the dual key design, where you can have 3 generations living together under one roof, or you can even rent out one of the unit and stay in another one, and also the elderly friendly features here, there's another highlight that makes Queenswood stands out in the Bukit Jalil market. Queenswood is actually smart home ready. It's future built, which means in the future, if you want to turn your home into a complete smart home, it will be much easier. So you don't have to hack walls or pull wirings, which will be an additional cost to you. On top of that, in case of any emergency, you have Columbia Hospital nearby and the upcoming KL Wellness City just across the street from Pavilion Mall. Importantly, living here also put your kids closer to prestigious school like the SGKC Lai Meng and also the Tzu Chi International School. Alright, so now it's time to rate Queenswood at Bukit Jalil. Is it a 1 or is it a 10? So location wise, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10 because of its conveniences. So it's not just walkable to 1 or 2 shops, it's literally just doorstep to the entire stretch of retails which has kopitiam, banks, pharmacies, clinics and convenience stores. On top of that, there's a covered walkway that brings you to the nearby LRT station, perfect for those who don't want to get stuck in the traffic, and within less than 5 minutes walk you are at the Bukit Jalil Recreational Park. That adds on the lifestyle element into your life, and also around 10 minutes walk to Pavilion Bukit Jalil if you don't want to drive. For its price, I'd rate it 8 over 10. It's not the cheapest property in Bukit Jalil, but of course not the most expensive one here either. But if you look into the central region, based on the spec the developer is giving, I would say it has one of the lowest entry price. Because if you look at the new projects around Bukit Jalil central region, they are going for at least 1,000 ringgit per square feet already, while Queenswood is still at around 700-800 ringgit per square feet. Lastly, the specification. I also rate it 8 out of 10. Queenswood isn't aiming to be ultra luxury. It's positioned as a mid-high range project, and with Exim's track record in delivering beautiful landscape and well-designed facilities that receive a lot of positive feedback from end users. So the unit also comes partially furnished with branded fittings like Electrolux, so which adds value to the entire project. So if we put everything together, I would say Queenswood gets an overall of 8.3 over 10. That's all for today's site and showroom visit of the Queenswood in Bukit Jalil. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It will motivate me to create more contents like this for you. Until we meet again, ciao.